your legs media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up. What's up, It's with your legs media here, and it's been a while. It's been a bit under the weather, so I haven't been able to bring what's going on. But the cyclocross season has started. It's in full swing. So we're gonna start off with the exact cross race, which is Bergen, and it's called the Be Mine Cross. And the men's race really, I don't think it was that eventful. I mean, none of the real big dogs were there. It's early in the season. Everyone's trying to find their form. And the race stayed it was a pretty big pack out the front for quite some time before it broke up. It was like 10 deep. You never really see a big group like that go for so long in the race. It's more than half the race that there was at least 10 riders in the main group. You had different riders going off the front trying to establish authority and stuff, but it just wasn't happening. Michael van Toornhout, he's the current European champion, and even him, he's usually able to like watching him last season, he got really strong towards the end of the season. So maybe it's just early season for everybody. So what did we see? We saw Iserbyt, because he was ranked number 2 on the start line, and I was looking for him to do some things. Yeah, Laars, Haar, yeah, Thibaut Nice, Ryan Kemp, just to name a few. And I was really a little disappointed in Iserbyt, not because of what he did later, but just I heard stories he's been training pretty hard and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. He's gonna come. He's gonna be on form, and he's gonna be ready to do the business. But that wasn't the case. He was ready to do the business, but it was a different type of business. We'll get into that because that's gonna be a whole separate story. The guys tried their hardest to do their thing and get away, but it wasn't until the last 2 laps where Laars van was actually able to get away with Michael van Toornhout. So yeah, Laars van Michael van Toornhout, and Niels van der Boot. That was your top 3. But then rounding off the top 10, you had Toornhout, Johan Worscher, Emmanuel Verstringe, Toon van der Bush, and Felipe Orts. Number 8, Felipe Orts, he's a Spanish national champion. He did pretty good. Jonte Michael, and number 10 was David Hardings. And I believe it's Toon van der Bush. Toornhout, sorry. So Toornhout, the thing about Toornhout, he had to serve a suspension, and he's come back after his suspension for doping, basically. And he got caught with an illegal substance that he says that he didn't take intentionally, and he didn't even know it was in there. But anyway, rules are rules, and he had to follow a 2-year ban. And the funny thing, in the beginning of the race, Toornhout was looking pretty good, like he was going to roll away with the race. But it's just that intensity. Intensity, of course, is it's full on nonstop. There is no break. So basically, I think it's once the guys get further into the season, you'll see them being able to carry that effort the whole way through. So it's early in the season right now, so it's a little hard to produce that that steady effort that they need to produce to win the races. But we get down to 2 laps to go. You get I believe I think it was Van Toornhout. He went to the front, followed by Niels van der Boot. Yeah, so it was Michael van Toornhout, Niels van der Boot. Those 2 sort of got away, and Toornhout was sort of in the mix as well. But Laars van der was just sitting in the back of the group of the large group that was maybe about 10 riders for the first few laps, because I think it was 8 laps, so maybe the first 5 to 6 laps. Laars van der was just at the back. He wasn't really at the front, not looking like he's going to threaten for the victory. And then he slowly made his way to the front. And then once he got to the front, he just it was almost I guess he was able to reserve his effort, basically, and save his energy or not burn any matches. And then when it came to down to the wire, because everyone else had been burning their matches and shooting their shots and attacking and off the front and this and that. And yeah, so when Lars got to the front, he never looked back. And then I think with about half a lap to go, he rode Michael Van Toonhout off his wheel, and he went on to win the race. But in the race, we had a little incident, and I'm gonna go deeper into that because something else has happened. But we had an incident where basically Iserbyt, him and Ryan Kemp got into a little thing coming into the sharp corner that went into a steep downhill. And then everyone wanted to be down this little downhill first because it went into this off-camber muddy section. And when you get into this off-camber muddy section, it was really, you had to pick the right line, because if you didn't, you end up at the bottom and thing, or you just end up sliding out, and you didn't want to do that. So the thing is, they weren't even really riding this little off-camber section. They had to keep one foot on the pedal and then one foot on the ground and kick, run, because that's how difficult the off-camber was. But coming into this downhill, what Iserbyt did to the end of it was definitely not called for, was definitely wrong. But at the same time, there was some gamesmanship by Ryan Kemp. So as they come, around the corner and then they start to hit the downhill, if you watch the line of the riders for the rest of the race, everyone's trying to tack that inside and just, go fast. But Ryan Kemp, seeing Iserbyt coming around the outside, went wide, just a little bit wider, which ended up forcing Iserbyt into the hoarding or the banners or whatever. And he didn't just go in, because they make the banners out of a mesh, a netting. So it can be pretty forgiving, but something has to hold the netting up. And they put these stakes in the ground that hold up the netting. And if you see when Iserbyt hits that, it looked pretty painful. So I know that he was really pissed that, he got pushed into the netting and then hits the post, in the side of his ribs. And he's like, you can see him curl over when he gets right up. And the adrenaline doesn't have him stopping to feel what's going on. The adrenaline gets up and he steps on Ryan Kemp's bike. He does two hard stumps on his bike, and he breaks the derailleur. So Ryan Kemp literally had to run a half a lap to the pit to get a new bike. But then 2 laps later, after Ryan Kemp complained, Iserbyt was put out of the race, disqualified, ejected from the race for unsportsmanlike conduct, which is only right. But the reaction was a bit much. But at the same time, if a man pushes you into a pool, I sort of can understand why Iserbyt would have been so angry. But hey, it's better ways to deal with stuff. It's definitely better ways to deal with stuff. So Iserbyt got ejected. Ryan Kemp was able to get another bike, and he finished in 20th position. So we'll see. And then I'm gonna do a follow-up into Iserbyt and what's the verdict's going to. Is there going to be any more action? So a whole nother video. So check out the other video, and you can see all of the other stuff that's going to be happening with Iserbyt. So it could be further action things. So we'll talk about that in the next video.
Your legs media, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.